My name is Officer Garrett Dow, 11-year veteran of the Portland Police Bureau. My current position is a project officer, so essentially I work on technology projects that affect frontline police officers. One of my projects was implementing dashcam video into patrol cars. Portland Police has used dashcams in the traffic division solely since 2003. So we began investigating dashcams about a year ago by going to different conferences, talking to different agencies, getting to know the equipment and getting to know the industry and getting to know the terminology. I think we've all seen dashcam footage on the news and on a lot of these cable shows. What you don't see is how does the officer interact with it and how good is the quality of it, how good is the sound of it day in and day out. What you need to do is to get educated. And the way I got educated was to actually go to a video conference and talk about what the technology was, what the current state of the art was, where it was headed, and what features their individual products had. And then from there, once I understood what the state of the art was, what was possible, began ranking the features. What did we have to have? What could we live without? What was important? What wasn't so important? And wading through that, and then coming to a short list of vendors that had the features that we felt were mandatory. And one feature that WatchGuard has that was important to us was the 720p high definition video. 720p is what everybody's used to, at least high definition, on their home TVs now, instead of the grainy VHS style tapes. But also important with that was the way that they compress the video, because just normal compression, storage is cheap, but offloading that storage and getting it back, moving it around is not so cheap. So if you have a high definition video, you're looking at a larger file size. So being able to compress it and make it smaller was important to us. And also their multiple resolution recording. And what that essentially is the front camera system is recording both 720p and the standard definition or D1 resolution. The officer at the conclusion of his recording or at the end of his call can select the type of incident it was, and that can be pre-programmed to record off in high definition or standard definition. The benefit to determining whether you want high definition or standard definition at the patrol car level is that the officer can override a standard definition recording scheme and send it up as high definition. But you don't have to upload everything in high definition and have a server later on bring it back down to standard definition, so that reduces the amount of time the officer has to wait for the video to upload to the server and then have it available for him to write his report later in the office. Another feature that WatchGuard offers was the ability to record from multiple cameras at the same time. And we now can do that. We can record off the front camera, a rear camera, a cabin camera, a left camera, and a right camera all at the same time. And this has proven very beneficial for our agency, as so many times when we see the shows on TV, we see a lot of action from the front cam, but then we see the action move to the side of the car, and we don't see that. We only hear the action now. And we're actually capturing and have captured very beneficial video that's occurred to the side. So it's just better for evidence collection and a better record of what actually happened. In our cars, we have a camera that's attached right to the windshield that looks out of the front. This is the 720p high definition video. Really your most important camera in the car, and it does a really good job with the zoom features and the resolution and the high definition. So we had one incident where an officer had approached and arrested a suspect in a park and was using the side camera to view the encounter with this person. While he had him handcuffed and was searching him prior to putting him in the back of a patrol car, the suspect suddenly spun around and tried to run from the officer, all within view of this side camera. The officer tried to grab on to the suspect, who then kicked him and threw the officer into the side of the patrol car. Pretty violent. This officer and another officer then were able to get up and jump on the suspect, take him to the ground, and then place him in maximum restraint. And that type of use of force, that type of violence that occurred, kind of shocks people in a downtown environment. And so not surprisingly, there was a complaint about the use of force. But investigators are able to watch the video back and actually see video as if they were there and watch what actually happened and make an accurate determination on whether the force was justified in that case.